Hello everyone. This is part of a series covering all the German driving license theory questions with explanations. I've created a playlist so you can easily find any video you missed. Subscribe so you don't miss any of them. And let's go. Alright, here's our first question. What should you remember when there are tram lines in your lane? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A. There is always greater danger of falling on tram lines. Option B. Tram lines should always be crossed at the widest angle possible. Option C. Tramline should always be crossed at the narrowest angle possible. Pause the video now if you need more time to think. When you're ready, hit play and let's see the answers. The correct answers are A and B. Let's understand why. Tramlines are slippery, especially when wet, so there is always a greater danger of falling. This is true for cyclists and motorcyclists. Crossing at a wide angle gives your wheels firm grip. A narrow angle lets them slide along the groove. Rule: always aim for 90 degrees when crossing rails. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Let's jump right in with the next question. What can cause the danger of falling on bends? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A. Oil on the roadway. Option B. The outside edge of the bend is higher than the inside. Option C. Lane markings. Go ahead and pause the video to think about your answer. Resume when you're ready. The correct answers are A and C. Let's understand why. Oil on the road drastically reduces grip, causing your tires to slide dangerously on a bend. Painted lane markings are also slippery, especially when wet, raising your skid risk. A higher outside edge actually helps by banking the road into the curve, improving stability. Always reduce speed before the bend, not while in it. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Here comes the next one. What can cause the danger of falling on bends? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A. Manhole covers on the roadway. Option B. Sand on the roadway. Option C. Leaves on the roadway. Pause the video here and take your time. When you've made your choice, hit play. All three are correct. A, B, and C. Let's understand why. All three options are correct. Manhole covers, sand, and leaves can all reduce tire grip on bends, making it easy to skid or lose control. There are no wrong answers here. Any slippery surface on a bend is dangerous. Remember, smooth surfaces and loose material on bends demand lower speed and gentle steering. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Alright, next question. When must you apply the brakes with particular care? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A. On a concrete roadway with good grip. Option B. When it starts raining.
Option C. When traveling on cobblestones.
If you need a moment, pause the video now. Ready? Let's reveal the answers. The correct answers are B and C. Let's understand why. When it starts raining, oil and dust mix with water to create a slippery surface, and cobblestones offer pure grip, especially when wet. Both demand careful braking. Concrete with good grip gives you reliable traction, so normal braking is fine there. Remember, when grip is uncertain, brake early and gently. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Let's move on. What can cause in aquaplaning sliding on wet roads on wet road surfaces? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A. High speed. Option B. Grooves in the roadway. Option C. Worn tires. Take your time, pause the video and think it through. Hit play when you're ready. All three are correct. A, B, and C. Let's understand why. All three answers are correct. High speed, road grooves, and worn tires all cause aquaplaning. Speed prevents water dispersal, grooves channel water under tires, and worn treads can't clear water fast enough. Remember, slow down, check your tread depth regularly, and always expect wet patches after rain. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Here's the next one for you. Why could overtaking be dangerous here? Study the scene carefully before looking at the options. Option A, because beneath the slush there could also be ice on the road. Option B, slush could be thrown up and impair visibility. Option C, there is still slush on the overtaking lane. Pause here if you want to think about it. Once you've decided, let's continue. All three are correct: A, B, and C. Let's understand why. All three answers are correct here. Slush on the overtaking lane reduces grip, flying slush from other vehicles blocks your view, and hidden ice beneath the slush makes the surface even more treacherous than it looks. Remember, in wintry conditions, always assume the road is worse than it appears. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Okay, let's tackle this one. What must you do if your vehicle is caught by a strong side wind? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A, accelerate rapidly. Option B, reduce speed. Option C, steer against the wind. Now is a good time to pause and think. When you've got your answer, hit play. The correct answers are B and C. Let's understand why. When hit by strong side wind, you must steer into the wind to keep your lane and slow down so you have more control. Accelerating makes the car harder to handle and increases the risk of being pushed off course. Remember, slow down and steer against the wind to stay safe. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Ready? Here's the next question. When can strong side wind be particularly dangerous? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A, when driving past fire breaks in forests. Option B, when driving across bridges. Option C, when overtaking trucks. Feel free to pause the video and think about this one. Resume when you're ready. All three are correct: A, B, and C. Let's understand why. All three answers are correct. Fire breaks, bridges, and passing trucks all expose you to sudden gusts. Shelter disappears instantly, and the wind hits your car sideways without warning. Remember, any gap in cover means grip on the wheel. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Moving right along. What must you reckon with here? Study the scene carefully before looking at the options. Option A, the vehicle traveling in front of you can be blown to the right. Option B, when overtaking, your vehicle is pulling to the right when you enter the slipstream of the truck. Option C, your vehicle could be blown to the left by the strong side wind. Pause the video and take a moment to decide. When you're ready, let's move on. The correct answers are B and C. Let's understand why. Strong side wind pushes your vehicle in its direction, here, that means left. When you pull alongside a truck, its slipstream creates a suction effect pulling you right toward it. Option A is wrong because the truck ahead shields the vehicle in front from direct crosswind. Rule: expect a double force change when overtaking in strong wind. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Let's see what we've got next. A strong side wind is blowing from the right. When are you particularly exposed to danger when overtaking? Study the scene carefully before looking at the options. Option A, when you change lane after overtaking. Option B, when you leave the slipstream of the truck. Option C, when you enter the slipstream of the truck. Hit pause now if you want to think. When you've got your answer, let's see if you're right. The correct answers are B and C. Let's understand why. When you enter the truck slipstream, the side wind suddenly disappears, causing your car to jerk sharply toward the truck. When you leave the slipstream, the full force of the wind returns and pushes you sideways. Changing lane after overtaking is not a wind risk. Always grip the wheel firmly and slow down before passing trucks in crosswinds. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Alright, here's another one. Why must you reduce your speed in heavy rain? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A, because visibility is reduced. Option B, because braking distance is increased. Option C, because aquaplaning, sliding on wet roads, can occur. Pause here and think carefully. Ready? Let's check the answers. All three are correct. A, B, and C. Let's understand why. All three answers are correct. In heavy rain, visibility drops, your braking distance increases on wet roads, and aquaplaning can cause you to lose control entirely. There are no wrong options here. Each describes a real and serious danger. Remember, rain means risk on three fronts, so always slow down early. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Here we go with the next question. What adversely affects road safety here? Study the scene carefully before looking at the options.
Option A.
Poor visibility. Option B. Reduced grip of the tires on the wet roadway. Option C. The dipped headlights of oncoming traffic. Take a moment to pause and decide. Hit play when you want to see the correct answer. The correct answers are A and B. Let's understand why. Poor visibility stops you from seeing hazards early enough to react, and wet roads reduce tire grip, making stopping distances much longer. Dipped headlights from oncoming traffic are a normal safety feature that helps everyone navigate better. When rain hits, slow down and always increase the gap to the vehicle in front. Alright, let's move on to the next question. On to the next one. What can be caused if the road surface suddenly becomes worse? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A. Danger of sliding and skidding. Option B. Longer reaction distance. Option C. Changes in tire noise. Go ahead and pause if you need time. When you're ready, let's reveal the answers. The correct answers are A and C. Let's understand why. When the road surface suddenly worsens, tire noise changes as the rubber meets rougher or looser ground, and the reduced grip creates a real sliding or skidding risk. Reaction distance is a time factor, not a surface factor. It stays the same regardless of road conditions. Remember, worse road, worse grip, ease off the gas early. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Let's keep going. What are the special conditions when driving along tree-lined avenues? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A. The trees provide protection from the sides. Option B. Bends are often very narrow and blind. Option C. The narrow and often cambered roadway requires special caution when there is oncoming traffic. Pause the video and make your choice. When you're done, let's see the answers together. The correct answers are B and C. Let's understand why. Tree-lined avenues have narrow, often cambered roads that demand extra care when passing oncoming vehicles, and their bends can be tight and hidden by the trees themselves. The trees do not protect you from side impacts. They are the hazard. Remember, avenues look scenic but demand full attention. All right, let's move on to the next question. And here's the next question. What is the right course of action? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A, I brake. Option B, I drive over to the right side as far as possible. Option C, I remain in the center of my lane. This is your chance to pause and think. Resume the video when you're ready. The correct answers are A and B. Let's understand why. When an emergency vehicle approaches, you must brake and move as far right as possible to open a clear rescue corridor for them to pass. Staying in the center of your lane blocks the path entirely and can cost precious seconds in an emergency. The golden rule: the moment you hear sirens or see blue lights, pull right and stop. All right, let's move on to the next question. Okay, next up, why should you brake now? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A, blue car. Option B, green car. Option C, tractor. If you want more time, pause now. Otherwise, let's jump to the answers. The correct answer is B. Let's understand why. The green car ahead is pulling out or decelerating unexpectedly, putting you on a direct collision course if you maintain speed. The tractor and blue car are either stationary, moving away, or not in your immediate path. When any vehicle cuts into or blocks your lane, brake smoothly and early to keep a safe following distance. All right, let's move on to the next question. Time for the next question. Why should you ready yourself to have to stop here? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A, because of the motorcyclist. Option B, because of the truck. Now think about which of these two options is correct. Pause the video to lock in your answer. Ready? Let's go. The correct answer is B. Let's understand why. The truck ahead may slow down, stop, or turn unexpectedly, forcing you to stop suddenly. The motorcyclist is behind you and poses no forward hazard, requiring you to stop. Always focus on what is in front of you. Large vehicles can block your view and stop without warning. All right, let's move on to the next question. Here's a new one for you. What should you be prepared here? Study the scene carefully before looking at the options. Option A, negatively affect driving stability. Option B, reduce the braking distance. Option C, extend the braking distance. Take your time, hit pause. When you've decided, let's continue. The correct answers are A and C. Let's understand why. When conditions are hazardous, such as wet or icy roads, your braking distance always gets longer and the car becomes harder to control, making both C and B correct. No adverse condition ever shortens stopping distance, so C is simply wrong. The rule to remember: when grip is reduced, always brake earlier and leave more space ahead. All right, let's move on to the next question. All right, question coming up. While driving, you unexpectedly come upon a straight section of road with loose chippings. What is the right course of action? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A, I use my parking brake to brake sharply. Option B, I keep driving as straight as possible. Option C, I slow down carefully. Pause and think about which answers are correct. Hit play when you're ready. The correct answers are B and C. Let's understand why. On loose chippings, you should slow down gently and keep your steering wheel straight to maintain grip and avoid losing control. Braking sharply or using the parking brake creates uneven, sudden force that can send the car into a dangerous skid. On loose surfaces, always keep smooth, straight, and steady. All right, let's move on to the next question. Let's continue with the next one. What is the right course of action now? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A, I avoid abrupt maneuvers. Option B, I reduce my speed. Option C, I steer hard to the right. Feel free to pause here. Once you've made up your mind, let's see the answers. The correct answers are A and B. Let's understand why. When driving conditions are unpredictable, abrupt maneuvers or steering hard to one side can instantly cause a skid or loss of control. Reducing your speed gives you more time to react and keeps your tires in contact with the road. Stay smooth and gradual. Sudden inputs are the fastest way to lose control of your vehicle. All right, let's move on to the next question. All right, here's our first question. What can be the effect of aquaplaning? Take a moment to look at the options. Option A, reduced vehicle braking capability. Option B, reduced ability to steer the vehicle. Option C, increased tire static friction. Pause now and think carefully. Ready? Let's check. The correct answers are A and B. Let's understand why. Aquaplaning occurs when a layer of water lifts your tires off the road, breaking contact with the surface. This eliminates both braking force and steering control, but actually reduces friction rather than increasing it. Remember, water under your tires means you're floating, not gripping. And that wraps up our Danger Teaching 2.1 quiz. How did everyone do? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Check out my driving course at drivewithranjit.com/courses.